In this video, we're going to do 4 examples, and all 4 examples are going to give you a point and a slope and ask you to graph a line with that information. If you understand it after the first 2 examples, or even 3, feel free to stop watching the video and move on to your worksheet, but make sure you're not doing the worksheet incorrectly. Alright, for this one, our point is -4, 2. So I'm going to go from the origin back 4 and up 2 to plot that point. Now the only other information I have is the slope. And if you remember, the slope of 3/2 tells us that the rise is 3 and the run is 2 because it's rise over run. So I'm going to go up 3 for my rise, over 2 for my run. Up 3 for my rise, over 2 for my run. And then it would go off the page, so I'm not going to plot that one. You can do just 3 for this example and still be able to draw your line from the first one to the one at the back. However, it's always better to go with more points rather than less. So for this one, if I'm going to go backwards, I can go back 3, which means down, and back 2. So it's still along the line. Down 3, back 2. Same as before, I need to make sure my lines have arrows. Alright, let's try another one. We've got the point is 5, -3, so I'm going to start from the origin, go over 5, up 3, and put my point there. And I've got a slope of -3/4. And what it's easier to do is rewrite it as -3/4 instead of having that negative on the outside. What that means is for my rise over run this time, I'm going down 3 and forward 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and my dot goes right here. So I've got a dot here and a dot here. Again, you can stick with those 2 points, but at some point you're going to need to be able to go backwards, so we may as well practice that now. If my rise was down 3, but I want to go backwards, that's up 1, 2, 3, and then instead of forward 4, I'm going to go back 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's a bit easier to start with the point you're given and go forward before you go backward to make sure they all line up. And then again, same as before, you're going to draw your line connecting all your dots with a ruler or a straight edge like your ID, and you're going to put the arrows on your line to show that it's going on forever unless the domain tells you otherwise. Alright, the next example has the point over 1, down 2, so I'm going to go over 1 and down 2 from the origin. Now it says my slope is 0. So I know from when we talked about fractions that I can't have 0 on the bottom. It's really 0 over 1, or in this case 0 over anything is going to be 0. So I just put n. So my rise is 0 and my run can be anything. So I'm going to rise up 0 and I'm going to run 1 or run 2 or run 3. No matter how far I feel like running, it's going to be along this line with this same y value of -2. I can even run backwards and have a couple dots there. And now I'm going to connect all my dots with a line. And again, I'm just going to put my arrowheads on that line. And we're good to go. For the last example, the slope is -3. You know from fractions that -3 is really -3/1. So our rise is -3, our run is 1. I'm going to start with my point, 6, -2. Forward 6, down 2, and then I'm going to go down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1. When I want to go backwards, down 3 becomes up 3, and over 1 becomes back 3. Up 3, back 1, up 3, back 1, up 3, back 1. So now I can draw my entire line, well, as much as I can to cover this graph. My entire line really goes on forever. Put arrowheads to show that I know it goes on forever, and we are done. Your worksheet has 12 other examples in addition to these 4. Please get that done. Thank you.